Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 64th episode of the Game Packs Podcast. My name is Phil, and co-hosting with me, as always, are Camilo and John. We will be covering some of the hottest stories in gaming news this week, and you can watch the entire podcast here on YouTube or listen to it on your podcast service of choice. Before we start, I wanted to talk about our new upload schedule for the podcast. Traditionally, we had been uploading on Thursdays, but going forward, we're going to be posting these full podcasts on Monday afternoons, and then throughout the week, we'll be uploading the individual stories. So if you guys are familiar with how our podcast works, we had been uploading individual stories. We've been uploading the full podcast. Now, going forward, we're going to upload the full podcast on Monday when it's ready, when we finish baking it, and then we're going to cut it up into cookie-size chunks with individual stories on the days to come following that. Also, this year, guys, we really want to be more engaged with our community here at the Game Pack, so make sure to join our Discord. The link is going to be in the description of the YouTube video. We'll be asking you guys questions and stuff where you could answer in the comments. I know me, John, and Camilo all really kind of want to work on growing this community, and when you guys do engage with us, it is really, really cool to talk about video game stuff with you guys. All right, so now on to the show. This week we're going to be talking about the year 2020. Last year, we're going to take a look back at that crazy year. We're also going to be taking a look forward into this year, into 2021, what we expect, what we're going to be looking forward to, and then lastly, we're going to be discussing all the Nintendo anniversaries that are happening this year. We've got a Zelda anniversary, a Pokemon anniversary, Metroid anniversary, and a Donkey Kong anniversary, all coming up this year in 2021. All right, let's talk about 2020, the year that we all were trying desperately. Yeah, exactly. Do we have to? The year we were trying to escape, the year that we're going to look back on, a little post-mortem on 2020. I guess the first thing that I wanted to talk about with you guys today was, what was your favorite game from 2020? But this is kind of a little bit of a, it's got a little caveat at the end here. You can only pick one game, and all the other games that were released in 2020 will cease to exist.
I feel like this is directed towards me.
All right.
I feel singled out.
It is. I love to single you out. I can single everyone out on the podcast because I'm mean. So since this is singling John out because he calls every single game he's ever played Game of the Year.
Yes.
John, why don't you start us off with this conversation?
So I would choose Hades, which is the new Supergiant game. The team that made Transistor and Bastion.
And yeah, Bastion. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a roguelike dungeon crawler. It's like right up my alley. It has mythology. It's based in Greek mythology, and the power-ups you get to use are really cool. Like you feel like a god playing it, and I just loved every minute of it. And I would gladly take that over any other game released this year.
It's got great replay value, which is if you're making choices based on okay, these games are gone, like what game can I get the most value out of? It's a roguelike, so it has a ton of replay value. Yeah. You can start your save over if you want to, and because that game does the thing like Rogue Legacy where like it builds upon itself, and each run you do, you are a little bit more powerful because you can like spend currency on things. The thing I really liked about Hades was just how dynamic it was. Like you would do a run, and then you could like talk to all the characters in the little hub world, and your dad would be really mad at you. The woman who's like supposed to be your mom is like very caring, and
you can give the dog presents. Like
that was great.
It's such a cool.
What's his name? Cerebus.
The way they did the narrative is ingenious. Mm-hmm. It's one of the best narratives in a game that I've played, and they don't even have like cutscenes or. It's just all dialogue based, and each time you are done a run, you'll get different dialogue. you'll get to see the different interactions between. I don't even know what the main character's name is. It's a weird name. It's a weird name. It's not Hades, because Hades is
dad.
Hades is dad. You're the son of Hades, and
It's
the whole point of the game is to try to escape the underworld. That's what you're doing.
Zagreus,
yeah.
I looked it up.
But the character is really cool. I like his little interactions with everybody. Like I said, you can give people gifts. You could even give you could give Hades a gift if you want to give your dad a gift. You know.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he doesn't appreciate it. I feel like I gave him a gift once, and he was just like,
I don't want to spoil anything. I beat it, or I cleared it 8 times.
Nice.
So I really enjoyed it. It took me, I think, 30 runs to clear it once, and now I'm only on like run 48 or something. So it really, once you get the hang of it, you pretty much could get to the end or clear it every run.
What's your favorite weapon?
Favorite weapon is probably the sword, but I also really like the fist.
Okay.
They're super fast, and they have some pretty good combos.
That's cool. I obviously haven't played as much as you have, but I like the sword, and I kind of like the shield a little bit just because that makes me feel like Captain America. But I think the sword is like it's your first weapon. It's like the most balanced.
Yeah.
And the pickups that you get are randomized. So like I kind of like to have like, okay, like I want the weapon that is like at least has average stats. Yeah. So like if I get like wonky power-ups throughout, like at least this is consistent.
Yeah. And that's interesting in the game itself. Like all the drops are random. Like whenever when you clear a room, there's usually a drop, and the boons are your power-ups. So like Zeus can drop 1 run, but then you might not see Zeus for like 3 runs.
For like 10 hours.
Yeah.
You might not ever see him again.
So
Statistically, that's unlikely.
It was such a good experience. I have like 40 hours into it. I still play it. I still try to clear it because there's something later. I'll try not to spoil anything.
Yeah, just dance around it.
Yeah. But
there's something later. Oh, I look forward to that.
But
that
my
sounds nice.
Desert Island, I would play that. Even like that's one of the games that I could see myself playing. Not only this year or 2020 specifically, but like just in my history of gaming, like that's one of my favorite games I've played.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add except that the voice acting is really good.
Yeah.
And I want to mention something that a lot of other YouTubers and podcasters say is that every character is hot. And I just wanted to mention that. And
even the Minotaur. Even the Minotaur.
They're just all hot. And I just think that's funny.
And Karen.
Wait, Karen?
Karen, yeah.
Huh?
Kyra? Is that how you say it?
Karen?
I thought you were saying
the ferryman
Karens in the game.
I agree with Camilo. I thought that you were literally talking about
the shopkeeper in the game.
Oh, that guy.
I do have one complaint though. I think I gave myself arthritis playing it.
That's not why you have arthritis.
I've been playing on Switch and I've been playing in handheld mode, and it just kills my hand.
Do you got a grip?
I haven't used a grip in a while, but I do have a grip.
Dude, use your grip. I can't play Switch and handheld without a grip because I'm an old man and I also have arthritis.
But it hurts so bad when I play in handheld mode now.
Dude, playing games that like require you to be twitchy, like you can't play them in handheld. Like you can play a JRPG in handheld, like you can play a relaxing game in handheld, but like, dude, if you have to play something that requires you to like literally move both sticks and like move quickly and make fast choices, like you're dropping it. Like a lot of your energy is expended like squeezing that thing between your hands.
Plus you have Joy-Con drift, you know?
Not unless you send it in. Anyways, that Joy-Con drift, we're going to talk about that. That's a 2019 thing.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. 2021.
All right, so Can we open up? I don't have anything else to say about Hades. Are you good with your?
I'm good. Yeah.
Camilo, I'm assuming that
I've never played it, but it looks pretty cool. It just yeah.
All right. Well, why don't you just jump in with your game then?
So my favorite game of 2020 is Final Fantasy VII Remake. I actually reviewed it on the Game Pack last year, and I gave it a 10.
It's our pinned video.
But yeah, I actually beat the original Final Fantasy VII for the first time last year, like right before the remake came out. And what I liked about the remake so much was having played the original already, like I was already familiar with all the characters. But when you play remake, it's not really a remake. It's more of like a reimagining of what happened. Mm-hmm. And it feels like you're playing a new game, so like you don't really know what's going to happen. And there were a lot of like twists and turns that I liked. And it really is like the first part of the remake, because it only covers like the first like 5 to 6 hours of the original game. So there's going to be like more parts. So I'm like really excited to see where they go from here with this.
Hopefully they don't take 20 years to do it again, though.
Yeah, I know. I was just going to ask, based on the amount of content that was covered in part 1, how many parts do you estimate that there will be?
At least 3 total.
3. Whew.
At least 3.
How long was it? How long was the first part?
35 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So that's
40.
pretty substantial.
Yeah, but when the whole thing is out,
100%?
I wouldn't say like, no, it's not 100%. I wouldn't say like, oh, like this is just a game that's like 100 hours long, because like the first part, it feels like a complete game. Like if you hadn't played the first game or like the original, like you would think like, oh, that's just where that like the first game ends or something like that. So I mean, it feels complete, kind of. I mean, I know there's more after that, but like it feels like its own game.
And I've played just not enough to like give real opinions, but I can compare it to the small amount I've played of 7 and the small amount I've played of 7 Remake. I really love that it's not a turn-based like.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the combat is like a nice evolution, because there's the elements are still there. There's still like a charging bar that allows you to like use specific attacks, but you're free to just like mash square, but like you can't just mash square. Like you have to use the other attacks.
You have to you have to think. That's called the limit bar, right?
Well, he has a limit bar, but it's the ATB gauge.
Did you get that from Smash Brothers?
Right. No, I got it from the first time I played the game, that there was a limit bar.
Yeah, there's a limit bar, and then there's your ATB gauge.
See, obviously I need to play it more.
I have it.
Yeah, where'd you get it?
Because I won a bet.
You did win a bet.
And Mr. Phantastic.
That's me.
Did not
I didn't squelch.
You didn't squelch. I couldn't think of the word. You couldn't squelch. You didn't squelch. You actually paid up.
I didn't decide to not have honor.
Yeah.
I'm an honorable man, and if I make a bet with someone, especially on the internet, and everyone sees it, I'm gonna.
I've been meaning to go back to it, because I do want to beat it on hard mode. I just wish they would like release a patch for it for like next gen, maybe to unlock the frame rate, because it's locked at 30.
I wish they would do next gen patches for like everything.
Yeah, I know. Put it in the PS5 so that we can play in 60 frames on literally every PS4 game. Please. Yeah, before we get too sidetracked, do you have final thoughts on Final Fantasy VII? I don't have much to add, because I just haven't played that game.
It's an amazing game. It still might be. I think it's still on sale for like $30.
So Camilo says, pick it up, guys. I mean, of all the JRPGs that came out in 2020, I mean, that's got to be. I can't think of any that came out in 2020.
Persona 5 Royale.
Oh, that's just
but I mean, I hear like it was very highly scored, but it's still like a rehash thing.
Yeah. I think it's the remake. The remake is more of an original game than the
re-release
of Royal. Cool. Well, yeah, I intend to play that eventually. I actually have like a new system in place for beating games. We don't need to get into it now, but it's in there. It's on the list. Okay, so my game. If I had to choose a game, and all of the games would be blown off of the planet from 2020, I think I would choose Doom Eternal. There's a lot of reasons why I like Doom Eternal. I haven't even finished it, and I still strongly believe this because I loved Doom 2016. It is in probably my top 5 first-person shooters of all time. I think it's like a perfect game. And Doom Eternal takes that core game and just builds on it, but I don't think it builds on it in like a just overloaded way. I think they really take all of the systems, all of the upgrades. The map is a lot easier to read and understand, and it feels a lot more like a Metroid Prime game, which I love.
No platforming puzzles this time around.
There are platforming. You can grab onto walls and jump and
actually,
swing on monkey bars.
There's just one level in Doom 2016 that I hated. The one where you had to like climb up it was like a big pole. I don't know what pole. Big silo type deal.
I think I remember that. Yeah, it's better. The platforming in Doom Eternal is a lot better. And there's like cool, like there's like punching, like you can I mean, there was punching in the last game, but like you can punch blocks to move blocks to do platforming. And I've gone back and I've played Doom 2, and they just take so much like Doom 2016 took so much inspiration from Doom 1, and then Doom Eternal takes so much inspiration from Doom 2. It's just really cool that you're like, oh, they're just like modernizing these games. Yeah. There's just, and I'm playing it on PC 4K, like there's like, they call it like ultra nightmare settings, but it's just max settings. I'm playing on max settings 4K 60. And it is one of the coolest looking video games I've ever played. And those games are just like, we were talking about it, I think offline, they're just so well optimized that like I'm not dropping frames at all, and I'm just literally ripping and tearing, shooting. It's amazing. It's just so good. Are we gonna talk about runner up at all or later, or should I just mention it very quickly?
Wait, I thought you couldn't have a runner-up. I thought you were blowing up.
No, I'm saying the reason. I just want to talk about the game that everyone maybe would have said.
What game is that? Animal Crossing?
Yeah, I want to just talk about Animal Crossing.
Honestly, I forgot about it. Well, I'm wearing an Animal Crossing shirt today. You guys can't see it. You'll see it in the edit. Yeah. But I forgot about it. Like, I haven't played it in 4 months.
I played it a few times, like around like the holidays and stuff for the snow update and all that.
It just doesn't. It hooked me when I got it. Then I became a bellionaire, which is a term I learned recently.
Yeah.
I became a billionaire, and I was just like, well, what do I do now? Like, I'm not getting any value out of talking to like an animal, and it's like a little animal person. And it might just be that my tastes have changed. Like maybe back in the GameCube days, like I'd want to keep playing Animal Crossing and not like a cool first-person shooter. But I think my tastes have maybe matured.
I think it came out like at the perfect time. It came out in March when the lockdown started, and like we were looking for something to escape, and like that game is all about escapism, and it just lined up perfectly. But then they didn't really release that much content. Even the little pieces of content that they've released either have been in previous iterations or it just wasn't that much.
It's like, oh, I can swim, I can dive now. It's like, oh, actually, I could have taken out my Animal Crossing New Leaf on my 3DS and played with Reggie and gone diving.
Yeah, and then once you pay off your bill, once you pay off your house, it's like there's no.
I guess I played New Leaf to death, and then when this game came out, I played it to death, and like I just think that it's like it's a cool companion piece, but like if I had to be like, all right, what, like if New Horizons disappeared forever, like New Leaf would still exist, you know? So I just feel like that. I don't know. I think a lot of the reason I wanted to mention it, and I feel like people listening will be like, I can't believe they didn't mention Animal Crossing as being like the game. So that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I assume the people watching and listening are going to be like, are you kidding me? And then I'm like, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. And I think a lot of especially casual gamers, like we mentioned games that really aren't for casual gamers.
Yeah.
Like Hades, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Doom Eternal are not. It's not casual crowd games. So, and I don't think that you said oof when I said casual gamers. I don't think that you need to say oof. Just casual gamers.
Nintendo called me a core gamer, man.
What does that mean? I didn't.
I think because you play like a variety of stuff.
Yeah, because I played a variety. But I mean,
I think I think actually this year I was core gamer, but I think last year I was like Nintendo gamer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I still put 200 hours into the Animal Crossing, which is probably my most played game in 2020.
I don't think I probably got up to like 70 hours.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe Pokemon. Maybe Animal Crossing.
My like save file in Pokemon's up to like 600 hours.
That's insane. Okay, well, that was all of our favorite games. I really thought that we should mention Animal Crossing because I think, yeah, like I said, that people would freak out. So let's move on because we spent a lot of time on that. Let's move on. What is your overall view on video games in 2020? How do you think developers and publishers handled the pandemic? I'll just jump in real quick with my 2 cents and then open up the floor. I think we all still got great games.
Yeah, it was pretty fire.
It was a great year for games.
Yeah,
like shockingly.
We didn't even mention some of the the top rated games that came out, or the most popular. Like Last of Us 2 came out.
Oh yeah,
Ghost of Tsushima came out. Like Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Like there were a bunch of games. There were a bunch of games that came out this year.
Oh, is that
Dude,
your favorite?
I keep forgetting that game came out this year. Actually, like, not gonna lie, that actually might be better. Like, I spent 10 minutes talking about Doom Eternal, and then I'm just like, just kidding. It's actually Ori. Ori is an amazing game, and if you haven't played it, wake up. But yeah, holy cow,
Demon Souls and
the remake of Demon Souls,
Miles Morales.
Yeah, all the
consoles.
the
console launches
that went so well.
Astro's Playroom.
So that you have the platinum, right, John?
I do have the platinum.
I also have the platinum.
I just got the platinum last night.
Yes, we all have the platinum. That's what I was hoping for. Yeah, I mean, it's great, dude. So many games. So the console launches, like, I kind of wanted to get that Game Pass like all access thingy, but like I just couldn't even get an Xbox in general.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. Like with I don't know if it's the pandemic or if it was just there was so much demand that they weren't ready for it.
I think it's both.
The console launches were just a mess. Like Cam, you got one. You got the wrong one.
It took me like over a month.
Yeah, and then you had to wait.
A lot of sleepless nights because they're like, it's gonna drop tonight, but like we don't know what time. It could be like at 3 a.m.
And I just got a message from one of my cousins like last week saying like, how did you get a PS5? And I mean,
Wario, what's his
yeah,
name?
we were fortunate to get one, day one
in September,
and a lot of people weren't.
I've noticed that when I go in public, because I go to retro stores quite often here in LA, and I go out and I like to talk to them about video games because, like, I'm knowledgeable about video games. They're slightly less knowledgeable about video games. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like, I got a PS5 back in September, like, and I want to, like, talk about the PS5, and, like, all I get is, like, grief from them. And I'm just like, okay, like, cool. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, I probably would have rolled my eyes at you, too.
It's like, what?
Yeah,
who am I gonna?
It sucks. Like you can't be excited because you got something because other people couldn't get it. Like that, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
seems unfair.
it's not right, but like it's just frustrating when like I'm not like you got the pre-order and it wasn't that hard, and then like someone like me or like other people like tried really hard and they like just failed like 20 times like trying to get it.
I mean, we still
America.
had
That's just
to,
America.
Like,
You just
we had to be
described
quick.
America.
Like it's people have never been through amiibo hunting. Apparently, you gotta have notifications on.
I don't know how many
Yeah.
times how quick I like it was even on the site before like the notifications went out and I still didn't get it.
I was actually worried even after getting the pre-order. Like I thought they were gonna cancel it.
Yeah, I was worried about getting canceled as well. But it showed up on launch day
Yeah,
in a giant box.
it was huge. Well, I mean, it's a big system. It is a big
It is
system.
huge.
Mine was all
Is
like
you're still. Who's got a way to talk about this? Orientation, vertical, or horizontal?
I have horizontal.
vertical. Oh, it's got to be vertical.
Vertical, man.
That wastes
I have
way too much space horizontal.
The place I have, like, I'm not using it to create content or stream or anything. It's on my TV console, and
Yeah.
like, if I want it vertical, it has to be like next to my TV. It's gonna look stupid.
I put it behind my TV.
I put the Xbox behind my TV because it's too fat to go in the console.
I did it to protect it from because I got a new puppy, and then
Yeah.
people don't know that who haven't seen the podcast. That's news, actually.
It probably sits like a foot from my face when I play.
Is it loud? Did you get a quiet fan?
I don't like hear it at all.
Yeah, I
you
think
still
it's
got a
pretty.
quiet fan.
It's
I got a
pretty
quiet fan. I got a quiet fan too.
I mean, I haven't had any like overheating issues or anything. More of just PS5 launch issues, crashing all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, doesn't have very stable OS. That surprised me. Do you guys want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, we can do that.
What surprised you this year? What surprised us this year in video gaming? I'm not surprised that Microsoft and Sony had a hard time fulfilling orders and all that. I'm not very surprised by that. I am surprised that the operating system and the frame. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
The UI or
The firmware.
Yeah.
The firmware of the actual system itself, and how often games that don't seem to be taxing the system very much are crashing the PS5. Like Demon Souls, is a fine looking game, but it crashed my PS5 5 or 6 times.
It doesn't have ray tracing or anything.
Yeah, I don't understand. I also have said in previous videos that I've made that game could easily be on PS4.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean,
I've
it
crashed
looks nice.
once in Spider-Man. I was just swinging and it just froze, and then I got the error.
Yeah, I had Spider-Man crash a couple times. Demon Souls crash a couple times. And then I've been playing Planet Coaster, and that just completely shuts off the system.
Is Planet Coaster
it's Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah, but that was on PS4, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they added a PS5 patch or something. I don't know. I saw it popped up on my recommended for PS5 games. I'm like, this would be a nice escape. It's really fun.
I will say crashes this gen are less of a deal than they ever were before. Because it crashes, you go back in, it's instantly back where you were.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the load times are crazy.
Yeah, that if you're playing a PS5 game on a PS5, if a PS4 game crashes on your PS5,
Last of Us 4 or Last of Us 2, oh my god, the load times on that game. God awful.
Just patch it.
But yeah, I mean, you're playing. That's surprising. So I knew the graphics weren't gonna be anything phenomenal. They look beautiful. The games look beautiful, but it's not mind blowing. The thing
It's been kind of mind-blowing to me because actually I just when I got my PS5 I ended up getting a 4K monitor. That's my first one, so like I can see way more detail now.
Yeah, I went from a PS4 Pro on a 4K monitor to a PS5 on a 4K monitor, and I'm just like, okay, so the controller's awesome. Like, the games are fun though. Like I like Sackboy. Like,
Yeah, Sackboy's fun. But
I don't want this to devolve into a PS5 conversation, but like I like Sackboy. I like Demon's Souls. Like I like Spider-Man. Like all of those games are awesome.
But what game on PS5 feels like next gen? Like what feels next gen? Nothing. Like everything feels like PS4 games.
The load times and
load
Demon's
times.
Souls.
Yeah, the load time. That's
Spider-Man
it.
2.
That's the load times.
Spider-Man. Yep. Spider-Man remastered.
You like quick travel places. Like the screen goes black. And
You're
then
just
like,
there.
Yeah,
You're just
because I
It's
went
awesome.
back and I like looked at my old like Spider-Man streams, and then I remembered that like what was it like
that
images,
loading screen
yeah,
where
loading-
he's like swinging.
Yeah. It was there for like 20 seconds.
Yep. That's what's funny though is that we get this leap in technology and like then we instantly get used to it and we're like, well, this isn't even that good. And I'm like,
I'm not
well,
saying that yet.
The load times are pretty good because, like I said, I was playing Last of Us 2, and the load times on that game are awful. It's probably like a minute.
The load times, and I feel like you don't have to compromise as much on PS5. Like on PS4 Pro, you had to pick like, you want high frame rate or do you want like resolution? Now like you can get like both at the same time.
Spider-Man Remastered was making you pick until they added that
Yeah, they
third
patched it.
setting.
Didn't they?
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Alright,
playing
fine.
on.
Well, whatever. I guess I can talk in modern times and not be mad about how it wasn't there when I played it. But I played it on PS5 and I beat it, and then yeah, I didn't have that setting. But I mentioned this in a different video, but I like I always choose frame rate over resolution. I think it's more noticeable, especially in like a fluid combat game like
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Oh, I cranked up the settings on Miles Morales. I wanted to see that ray tracing.
Yeah, I'll probably play Miles Morales on my TV and not in here. Even though I do have two 4K monitors, I don't have a 4K capture card, so bottlenecked. Anyways, very quickly, because we're chewing on this topic like it's, I don't know, molasses. Is that something people chew on, old-timey people? What surprised you this year? I was surprised by just how truly awful Cyberpunk 2020. Oh my gosh,
So-
Cyberpunk 2077. I can't even say it. It's like scarred my memory. So many crashes. I lost so much story progress. It's just doesn't look good. I'm playing PS4 on PS5. I actually asked for a refund. I'm going through the process because I have a very, like I've said before, like my PC's cool. Like I got a nice PC. I'm just gonna play it on PC. People say play it on PC. It's not as bad. So
Which sucks. That
not
sucks.
gonna
You shouldn't
wait.
have to. You shouldn't have to pay thousands of dollars to play this game that has been in development for what, 8 years?
Yep. Thousands.
You spend thousands on your PC, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not. I wasn't exaggerating.
You would
Like,
have to. No, you'd have to in order to do that. And yeah.
I was surprised that Mixer died.
Oh. I'm not.
I was surprised that poorly optimized SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom is on Switch.
A poorly optimized game on Switch. That's surprising.
I just don't get, like, I feel like if they up-res Bikini Bottom and put it in 16:9, basically what they did to Sunshine, wouldn't it look really good?
They actually, like in handheld, it's like 540p. It's like worse.
What?
Yeah, it's like not even, I don't know. I guess the original was 480p.
It was
so it's
480,
like,
yeah. Barely better.
I was trying not to mention Mario. I was just say I was surprised how bad that game is, Mario Sunshine, and how lazy that port was.
Okay, I'll get on board with the lazy port.
Those games are still great, though.
Yeah.
Galaxy
Sunshine's
is great.
I just feel like there's people who like Sunshine and there's people who don't, and I'm one of the people who do really like it. and
I had so much fun spraying that little stupid thing to make this to shine sprite on the board. Didn't take me 20 minutes, you know. That was awesome design.
The worst part about that game is in Corona Mountain when you have to take the boat through the lava.
I actually got through that part fine. I was okay with that part.
Well, flex on it, I guess. I don't know.
But the rest of the game was terrible.
I disagree. That's the worst part. But yeah, I can't wait in future podcasts to talk about how Cyberpunk is going to come out on the next gen consoles, how they're going to patch it. I'm excited to have where we actually devote a 30-minute story to actually talking about Cyberpunk and everything like that.
I have it. I'm waiting for that next gen patch, so
yeah. So it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to that. So speaking of, I think let's wrap up the 2020 section, unless you guys have anything else to say about this year. Final thoughts?
Good riddance, 2020. Good riddance.
This year's starting out a little weird, but okay.
I know 2021's not looking great right now, but 2020 was terrible.
Okay, let's talk about this year now. The year 2021. It's weird if you're watching this 4 years from now, but when we're super famous, and people are like, let's watch some old stuff. Let's watch where they came from. Okay. Well, welcome. I appreciate it. Tell your friends. Let's see. So the first thing I wanted to talk about for our 2021 discussion was what is going to be our most anticipated game of 2021. And the caveat I'm putting on this question is that it has to be officially announced for the year 2021. It's not just a game that has been announced that you think might come out in 2021. You have to answer as if knowing
with
that
a
it is
date
coming out in 2021.
where they came out with a date saying 2021, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be January 15th, 2021.
Yeah,
it's
just
say
confirm for 2021.
Yeah,
confirmed this year.
This is going to age so poorly by the end of the year.
What do you think?
Well, one of them for
all
sure.
Of it's getting pushed?
One of them for sure.
Mine?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll go first. Yeah, mine's probably getting pushed. And my anticipated game of 2021 is God of War 2. God of War 1 is probably...
You mean God of War 5?
God of War reboot. I'd be like saying Tomb Raider 1. So the refresh, the reboot, the Norse God edition of God of War is probably my top 3 PlayStation games ever, of all PlayStation.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it is my top 1 or 2.
It's an extremely well-made game. The story is fantastic. The combat's fantastic. It visually beautiful. I love it.
Did I get a next-gen patch yet, or no?
I don't know.
I heard there was something if you play it unupdated, before all the updates, you can play it in 60 frames per second because made an update that locked it to 30.
I might play that in 60 FPS, man. That would be buttery smooth.
Yes.
Sorry, Phil. Go ahead.
That's okay. But what I was going to say, and not to spoil it, but that game ends on a very interesting reveal / cliffhanger that needs to be explored in great detail / the entire second game needs to be about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this is spoilerly, but you use the Bifrost throughout that game, right? And there are certain realms that you don't go to.
That you just can't go to. Yeah.
You can't go to. And one of them I think for sure you're going to, because just based on the ending. But the other, I hope you could go to all of them. I think you could only go to 4, and they're just.
I was like, okay, so this is just DLC. Cool, can't wait.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That just never happened, and I was like, okay, I guess we're waiting for the sequel. And then we got the Metroid Prime-esque logo, which is why we all are like, there's no way in hell this thing is coming out this year.
Plus, God of War 1 was only, 3 years ago? It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, 2018.
2018, 3 years ago, barely.
Yeah. For a game of that scale, I don't know.
We'll see.
I mean, it's going to be the same engine. They'll just, update it for next gen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, it looks so good. They don't need to do much. But yes, that's my most anticipated game. I mean, that game speaks for itself. It's been out for, obviously, like we just said, 3 years. It's one of the games that you can get if you have a PlayStation 5
and PlayStation Plus.
Or subscribe to PlayStation Plus. It's on the collection. That's probably I would recommend you either grab that and play it first, or The Last of Us Remastered. Those games are just perfect 10s. I can't stress that enough, which is why Microsoft is losing the console. Speaking of Microsoft,
I get to go.
I guess, I don't know. I thought that was a good segue.
Well,
Camilo. No, just kidding. Go.
Well, I was extremely disappointed when Halo Infinite got pushed out of 2020 because I was, I was excited to get the Xbox Series X with Halo, but they pushed it, and then they pushed it again, so it's not coming until like fall of 2021. So it's supposed to be their big fall
next
release
holiday.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy that they put it like on the Series Xbox because they really thought.
I know, and all the commercials have Master Chief like in the promotional material. They definitely.
Hey man, the Master Chief Collection's on there.
Yeah, and they did upgrade that. They updated that to be 4K. I think you can play in 120. 120.
You can play it on PC too with those settings.
Yeah, I know. Well.
Sorry. I've literally I'm just going to jump in real quick. From the time we started this podcast 2 years ago when it was called Switch Spot to now, I just feel like I'm slowly converting into being like a PC gamer. And it's just like, it keeps creeping into the conversation. I just wanted to apologize for that because this was like a Nintendo podcast turned into a not Nintendo podcast, and now I'm just like,
I think we're
PC Master Race.
I think we're pretty diversified now,
Yeah, we are.
I mean, we actually lean probably more towards PlayStation now than we do Nintendo.
We do talk about PlayStation a lot, but to be fair, it deserves all the praise.
Yeah, no, but I'll be the Xbox guy. That's fine. I like Xbox. I'll be the Xbox guy. But I mean, I loved, like, Halo is one of the reasons I got back into gaming. It was a big part of my college experience. And, I don't know, I'm excited for Halo Infinite. Hopefully it's not terrible. I actually didn't mind what they showed of it already.
Yeah, it got memed, right? Weren't they saying that it looked like the 360 game?
That Craig guy. Craig the alien. Yeah, I'm just hoping it's gonna be good. I'm excited for a new Halo game.
Yeah, I'm excited. I just think Halo games are great because they have wonderful co-op for like playing the campaign, and I love that. And I like playing the death matches and stuff, but the co-op campaigns have always been something that I've done with my friends and my brothers and stuff. It's just always been super, super cool. I'm also looking forward to that game. Probably gonna play it though
on PC.
All right, so moving away from Microsoft and back to Sony, what are you looking forward to, Camilo?
I'm looking forward to Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I was really into Ratchet & Clank when I was like a kid. I had like all the PS2 games, and I loved them all, but I kind of dropped off when the PS3 ones came out because I didn't have a PS3. I didn't get one until like 2013. But I had been the PS3 Ratchet & Clank games have been sitting on my backlog for like years, and like last year I actually finally decided to like play through the whole series because the new game is coming out, and I'm like super hyped now. I can't wait for all like there's so many like next gen things that they're like pushing in that game with like the load times, and
it's instantaneous loads, right? Like the portals or whatever they're gonna use, or the rifts are gonna be like
rifts.
That's the load times.
How many individual strands of fur / hair are going to be on Ratchet in this new game.
What is Ratchet? He's a wombat? Wombax.
It's a made up. It's made up.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved Ratchet and Clank on PS4. That's one of my favorite games on PlayStation as well. So if
the movie game,
yeah, the
based
movie
on
game,
the
movie game based on the movie game.
I really like. I play. I think my favorite when I played last year was I really like A Crack in Time. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mean, I heard that this is like technically a sequel to Into the Nexus, but it's not like super like related. But I know it's like everyone was saying like, oh, it's like a sequel to like the reboot, but it's like not really actually.
So so you're saying the reboot as in the PlayStation 3 trilogy?
No, I'm saying the reboot is the PS4 game that was based off the movie. Like that's its own thing. Because it was like one of the trailers they showed, they were like, oh, he has like the Dimensionator, and that was like a big thing in the PS3 games.
I mean, I think it's gonna. Does it have to be a sequel? Like, can it just be like on its own?
Can it just be an adventure?
Well, no, it's like a loose, like in the same like continuity, but I don't like Into the Nexus doesn't like they use like the same characters and there's not like much connection like. So like Tools of Destruction and like Quest for Booty and A Crack in Time kind of go together, and then like Into the Nexus is like an epilogue. So I could see this one being like not like you need to know what happens, but like it's the same like continuity. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind if
what is that? 7 games?
What?
There's 7 games?
Oh, there's like there's 3 PS2 ones, and then there's like Deadlocked, and then there were 4 PS3 ones, so
Don't
8.
Forget the PSP one.
That's a spin-off.
Ratchet, or what is it? Clank's Big Adventure.
Secret Agent Clank.
I wouldn't mind if they ported the old ones to the PlayStation 5.
I don't know why they never did to the PS4 even.
They're probably on PS now.
Yeah, they are. But streaming is kind of
I thought you could download this stuff there.
No, if it's a PS3 game, you can't download it.
That's a bummer.
Weird. I'm like 1 level away from beating the reboot.
Just do it. Like it's like 8 hours long, maybe.
I'm literally at like the last level. I just haven't done it. I'm like stuck at this one part, and I'm like too annoyed to relearn the controls, and I just turn it off immediately. Even though it's like not that hard of a game. I'm also excited for Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart. That's of all the games that are coming out, I think I'm excited for that because I like platforming games. Like I think they're super fun, and it's kind of like a run and gun platformer, which is interesting. Cool. So that's the game. Those are the games that we are looking forward to in 2021 that are officially announced. But what would we like to see come out in 2021 that has been announced as a real game, but hasn't necessarily been put into the 2021 launch window?
Are you gonna go for?
I'll go first. Yeah, why not? So, Mario Golf has not been on a console since the.
Wait, I thought we were doing the one before it.
That we're talking about games.
I'm
Spoilers!
sorry, guys. Spoilers. So that's my answer for the next question, guys. But I don't know how to read, so I'm gonna go back.
Person who did the script.
So I would like to see a game that originated on the GameCube, the Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4. I really, really want to see that come out in 2021. I know that it's restarted production and it's at Retro Studios now, which is way better because they make awesome games, including the Donkey Kong Country games.
They should have been making it in the first place.
That was 2 years ago, right, when they told us they're like restarting. It was like the beginning of 2019.
So
yeah,
this
it was like really early January.
I didn't come with facts.
So Metroid Prime 4 was announced in E3 in 2017. So it's like it's gonna be 4 years, And then they had the announcement. It was probably 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember it was like the first few days of January when it happened.
But I would like to see. I just want it to be good. Like I don't.
It's gonna be like the Nintendo Switch like swan song.
Yeah, possibly. That makes sense.
Or the Switch 2 launch game.
But yeah, we can get into that later, I guess. But I want, like, Doom Eternal, like I was saying earlier, is like such an amazing first-person shooter game, and I feel like it learned cool things from Metroid Prime that like it included into the franchise, and I just don't want it to be like so hindered by the current Switch hardware. Like Age of Calamity, I'm sorry, I've poo-pooed on it before, I'm gonna poo-poo on it again. That game is not playable in 2-player. Like it's just not playable.
It's not playable in single player.
Docked single player is a passable experience at best. It's a C-, and that's if I'm grading on a curve.
I mean,
but
a game is still like kind of far out, so I think it is likely that we may get new hardware before that game comes out.
But don't they? Isn't Nintendo super? Like they really don't want to alienate their current base.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to release if there's like a new Switch. They're not going to make a game. Well, they did that with the 3DS though.
Yeah, they with like Xenoblade and stuff.
But then they only made like 2 exclusive games.
Yeah, but if they announced that in like 2017, like this is a Switch game, it'd kind of be like oh well, it's only for the new one now. Like,
yeah, I just want it to work. I mean, I guess it could be. I don't know if it was like. I think they might be able to do it. I don't know. It's a stylized game, but back then I feel like they were trying to do like realistic stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, they're aliens and stuff, but like the grass and the rocks and stuff like that was intended to look realistic.
Well, I think Metroid Prime is probably one of the best looking GameCube games.
Oh, for sure.
So I think they could make it look like there are games that look really good on the Switch. Like
name one.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
That doesn't count.
How doesn't that count?
Because
Mario
it's a
Odyssey
cel-shaded game. That also doesn't count. It's a cartoon. Name a game on the Switch that's not a cartoon.
And
runs good.
I mean, they could go stylized. Like
I don't think it would be like like Metroid Prime 4 would be like hyper realistic though. I think it would still have that like. I mean, it's not like cel shaded, but it still is that, I don't know, cartoony-ish. It's not.
I disagree.
No, it's not like cartoony, but like it's still like, I don't know how to describe it.
It's pretend space stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but they make the pretend space stuff look kind of real.
We were just talking about Ratchet and Clank, and that is like stylized space.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a cartoon.
I'm just saying they can make it look good. I think if they would ever
also,
show us
the
footage,
game that you just mentioned is on PS5.
I know, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, if they would actually show us a screenshot or anything about this game, like then we could judge. Like we don't know. Like it could be
fine.
You just want like Metroid Prime 4 on PC with like ray tracing.
I would be down for that. If Nintendo.
I do want that, but that's not. I feel like that's what I want. Is the experience that I had playing Metroid 1 and 2, because I like those better than 3. Experience of playing Metroid 1 and 2 on the GameCube, but except now I want it to be twin stick. I don't want it to be like that weird lock-on system.
If it's not twin stick, that's gonna be awful.
It's gonna be weird. I mean, they might do it though. Don't put it past them. It's Nintendo, bro.
Gotta have faith. It's retro. I gotta have faith in retro, man. They don't let you down.
That's true. It is retro.
Even though they haven't released a game in 8 years.
Is that when Tropical Freeze came out on Wii U?
I think so. 2013. Sounds right.
That's a pretty cool 8-year-old game.
That game is
All
really
right,
nice.
I'm gonna yield the floor because I feel like now it's just me being mad about something that isn't real yet. So
We haven't seen it. All we saw was the logo.
Made by a company that doesn't work on
of a game that doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what they took from if there's anything they've kept.
The logo.
I want to watch a documentary. That would be sick. Like why this happened, a documentary on Metroid. I'm gonna make that. That's how this might.
There's no. They're gonna eat so much. They're gonna lose so much money on this game.
I'll buy the collector's edition.
Two years in development by one company, then they restart all over. There's no way they're making that money back.
No one in Japan buys it because they don't like Metroid.
There's no way. There's no way.
All right, I yield the floor. Let's stay in Nintendo, and I'll throw it over to Camilo.
So I'm gonna say a game that I feel like a lot of people want this year, Breath of the Wild sequel, because
they have to release it this year, right?
This year, and it's the anniversary of Zelda, so it'd be a cool way to finish the anniversary this year as a holiday game, and it would be a cool way to launch new hardware if they decide to do that this year. So
true. Both of those games would be cool ways. One of them would move systems. Mine would not.
But could you imagine they release? All right, here's a pipe dream right now. They release new hardware, right? New hardware.
Mm-hmm.
They always release new hardware with Zelda.
Well, they put out Breath of the Wild sequel with it. That's already huge. Then you have Metroid Prime 4 launching with it too.
Right.
Because it's the 35th anniversary of Metroid. And then you're
just merging the rest of the podcast into this sentence.
Then you have Pokemon. That would be one of the greatest launches of a console hardware ever. It's not going to happen.
I liked your pipe dream.
Sorry,
I also
Cam,
want
I cut you off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I also want Breath of the Wild sequel. Why do you want the Breath of the Wild sequel, Cam? Why would you want that game? It looks so bad. The first one was horrible.
The first one's a baby game.
Yeah, it's a baby game. Goo goo gaga. Wink is gonna save Zelda from Ganon again.
Did you beat the Master Trials on Master Mode?
Who are we talking to?
John saying it's baby mode.
We were both saying it's baby mode.
I was, and I did a baby voice, but I actually love that game, and it's
I was kidding. Like I'm not. I love that game.
It's like my favorite. It's like my favorite game. I want a sequel to it.
But yeah, I just want to see what they're gonna do with the world because it's like the same world, but
nah, dude, they're gonna cataclysm it.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I think it's gonna be underground.
Oh, there probably will be like an underground zone. That would be cool. Because the castle's going in the sky, right? That's what happened in the trailer?
Yeah.
That also happened in Skyward Sword, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not really announced yet, but I want that.
I want that too. All right, let's finish this up so we can move on to other stuff. I think we all want Breath of the Wild, and there's very clear reasons why we all want Breath of the Wild. It's an amazing game.
Nobody wants this one besides me.
Wait, actually, I want to ask a couple questions to Camilo before we move on. Yeah. What do you want to see in Breath of the Wild 2 that wasn't in Breath of the Wild 1? Characters? Or...
Yeah, I don't know how
Tingle.
far in the future they're gonna place it, but
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, we kind of got a taste of it in Age of Calamity, but like seeing the Hyrule not be in like ruin, or like maybe they built it up or something. So I really have no idea. Like I just want more Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd be down for some
John,
like time travel.
Yes, I want Tingle. Tingle Tingle.
Tingle, yeah.
Yeah, they might do time travel spoilers for the first 20 minutes of Age of Calamity, which is a canon prequel to this game. There's time travel. So for them to like kind of bookend prequel and sequel by adding time travel into Breath of the Wild 2, that would make logical sense to me.
They've had time travel, Ocarina of Time.
I'm excited
Majora's Mask.
for that figure that they discovered to see where that goes.
Oh, you mean Ganondorf?
Ganondorf?
These skull or like the husk remains of Ganondorf?
Maybe there's going to be vampires. He kind of looked like a vampire.
I'm excited for you to be able to enter the Gerudo Palace or whatever. I want them to like acknowledge that he saved them. Also, I saw a cool thing on Reddit about Zelda being a playable character.
It's possible.
I
think
it was a fan thing. It was not real.
It might be co-op.
Yeah, that's actually what I saw. It was like you play by yourself, you play together, and then Zelda plays with you.
Yeah,
it'd be cool.
It'd be cool if it's like
I want there
Majora's
to be
Mask
a
vibes. Like it looks like it's gonna be a lot darker.
I'm excited for that.
They'll have some. I think they'll have some twist. Like Majora's Mask, like they're using the same engine as Breath of the Wild, and Majora's Mask, added the mask mechanic and the clock. So they'll probably do something in a similar vein.
So you're saying it's going to be worse than Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, I want to talk about Majora's Mask. I just think the idea was there. Just don't stress me out with a time limit.
Time limits in games. Pikmin, stop doing that. Did they stop? I just bought the third one today. Did they stop doing
it still has it.
I mean,
it's just not as...
It's just not
like
as
the first one is like hard time.
You have to know what you're doing before you even play.
The second one...
a game you've never seen before.
Yeah, the second one, there is like no time limit. The third one kind of has one, but it's very lax.
Sweet. Speaking of a trilogy that is being revived, I mean, that's a hard segue for me to make. But there was a trilogy on the Xbox and the Xbox 360.
You forgot one. There was a Kinect game too.
I didn't forget it. It's not real. You dreamt that. John.
So they announced Fable at
I
don't remember what it was. I guess it was E3, like around E3 last year. And it's being made by Playground Studios, who make the Forza Horizon games. I'm excited about that. If you don't know what Fable is, it's like a fantasy RPG where you could decide to either be good or evil. The second one implemented a dog, so hopefully you could still have a dog. I just really like the fantasy aesthetic, and that your choices actually affect the world around you and how people treat you. And I think Fable, the first Fable and the second Fable, did it the best.
It's like an action adventure RPG, right?
Yeah, it's action adventure RPG fantasy.
What I would say to tack on to that, it's an action adventure RPG for people who don't like RPGs or action adventure games.
It's not too RPG. It has RPG elements. I just like the system of good and evil. Like you can
make babies.
Yeah, you could get married.
Oh, that was one of my things I wanted to say about Breath of the Wild 2, is that I want there to be a Zelda Link baby. I want them to like have a baby like Sidon.
Hey, maybe
who's
they'll
just
have
like a little rascal.
A Fire Emblem crossover.
Ooh.
They love Fire Emblem.
Interesting crossover.
Oh. I don't know. I honestly just wanted to talk about Fable because nobody ever talks about Xbox stuff, and
I liked Fable 2.
Plus,
I didn't like
Game Pass.
I didn't like that when you had a quest, there was a golden line that told you exactly where to go.
I mean, a lot of games do that. Let's be honest. A lot of games do that.
Yeah. Well, and more so now than back then.
Yeah. It's like, here's your giant beacon that you have to go to.
Yep. Here's your open world, but actually here's all the icons for all the stuff that you need to go do. Just go click on the icon and walk there.
Some even let you fast travel to it. I don't know. It's been a long time since Fable. I don't know when Fable 3 came out on Xbox 360, so it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. An entire console generation.
Yeah.
Well, it will be a Fable no more. It will exist. Huh? Yeah?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right, let's wrap up this topic. Quickly, since I already gave mine away, what would you like to see announced in 2021 that isn't announced in like anything video game related? And I said I want to see Mario Golf.
Anything you go with Mario Golf. Anything that you could, your mind could think of.
Yep.
Mario Golf.
Yep. Because it's the best video game ever made. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour is probably my second favorite game of all time after Breath of the Wild. It is such a fun golf game. I play it all the time. I finally have a good setup for my GameCube now, and I've just been playing it every single day. And I was even playing it on my 4K television, and it looked like garbage, and like the latency was wrong, and I couldn't hit my shots right. But I like it that much. And there was a game on. They do it on the mobile, like Game Boys and 3DSs and all that stuff. They had Mario Golfs on all those. There was, I think, the last one was called Mario Golf.
It was a 3DS.
Something?
It was the 3DS
I made
one.
I made a tutorial
Power Tour
on
or
it.
something, or
I think that's the tennis one.
That's the tennis one, yeah.
wow. Toadstool Tour.
World Tour. Toadstool Tour is the one
That's
on
the
the GameCube. Yeah, World Tour is the one for 3DS. And I love that one a lot. And if you want to unlock all the characters, there's a video on my YouTube channel on how to do that.
There was there's the tournament mode in the 3DS one that I thought was awesome. It was like an asynchronous tournament.
Oh yeah.
That was really
just
fun
like sign
for a
up
while.
for them. Those are really cool. Yeah, I mean, I think they're awesome games, and we got Mario Tennis Aces, and I wasn't aware that Mario Tennis was more popular than Mario Golf. I always kind of thought that those games were made by Camelot, and they came hand in hand. Yeah. Like, we got them both, and I'm just like, where's the other one? Where's the one that I like better?
I always enjoyed golf more than the tennis games.
Yeah, because we didn't even... There was no Mario Golf on Wii U, right?
Nope.
But we got
a Mario Tennis on there. Yeah, so we have had 2 Mario Tennis games.
Well, was Mario Tennis Power Tennis with Wii U controls?
No, it was Ultra Smash. It was
there was a Wii or a GameCube Mario remade for like the Wii with the Wii controls.
For the Wii.
Yeah,
and
for
then
the
you're
Wii.
Saying
but for the Wii U, it was Ultra Smash.
It was Ultra Smash. Yeah, you're right.
And then
on Wii U, we
Switch.
didn't get a golf game.
Yep.
And then on Wii, I can't remember if they ported Toadstool Tour to the Wii.
I think they did. With the motion controls.
I'm looking.
Because I don't remember a separate Mario Golf game. Maybe they didn't because of
Wii Golf.
Wii Golf.
Right? Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
No, dude, I don't think they did it. Mario Golf Advanced Tour, blah, blah, blah. Hang on. Google Images. Nope. They did not do it. They ported the...
So the GameCube was the last console golf Mario?
So, yeah, that's basically my point. That we took 5 minutes to research it, but it's fine. It was the last time it was on console only, but it has been on all of the subsequent portable systems. So I really, really, really want a Mario Golf that has the same TLC that was in the Toadstool Tour game, because I feel like as fun as World Tour was for the 3DS, I feel like some of the soul is sucked out of it, and it just didn't feel as complete. It didn't feel like, like the Mario Party karty vibe where it feels like an alive game. It sort of felt like let's pump this out.
Yeah. just like Mario Tennis Aces. So hopefully they don't do that.
I think Mario Tennis Aces feels better than World Tour, but anyways. That's my piece. Yes, of everything that I could possibly imagine about video games is that I want Mario Golf Toadstool Tour 2 on the Nintendo Switch. And it would work fine. You don't need to have ray tracing for Mario Golf.
There's a render. I think it's for what was that? There's that 3DS game that had multiple sports on it. Had like horse racing and stuff.
Yeah,
there's
Mario Sports Mix.
Superstars.
Yeah, Super Mix or something, whatever it was.
Sports Mix.
Superstars. Well, there's a render of the golf, and its HD render looks beautiful. Like, why can't they just make a game that looks like that?
I think they will. I don't know. Just not yet. I don't know. Because golf is a popular sport in Japan.
Golf is a popular sport. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. I play it. But then again, I'm an old ass man with arthritis.
I mean, you played these games when you were a kid. Like, people play it.
I did. So speaking of not needing to run on advanced hardware, John, what is your wish?
I mean, we've been talking about new hardware.
We have the whole podcast.
I really want a Switch Pro. I love the Switch. It's like one of my favorite consoles ever, if not my favorite. But man, it is so underpowered compared to everything else on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just want it to be on par. Like, I don't know, on par is possible, but like, give me an Xbox One X version of it, or a PS4 Pro version of it. Like, I want something.
I think even getting like a base PS4 Xbox One is like,
well,
I'd ask.
Yeah, I know.
I want to say though, Camilo, counterpoint to that is the game Cyberpunk 2077. And that games are going. I don't want games to be held back, and I also want games to have good third party support on the Nintendo Switch. But clearly, games need to be developed for future like hardware, so they can have all these crazy 4K, 60, ray trace, all that stuff. And it gets to a point now where there's such a huge gap between what Nintendo is and what these other companies are doing that they just can't dumb down their games to run on this old software, like this tablet.
I get that, but it's just like, it's still a handheld, or it has to run in handheld, and to be able to like take the processing power of like even like just the base PS4 or like Xbox One. I mean, I would like it. I would like them to do that. I think it's just like, that's gonna be really hard.
I wouldn't mind a little bit more chonk on my boy. Like,
I
would hold it. Like the Wii U gamepad is chonky.
Yeah,
but it's not like I'm not putting my Switch in my pocket.
Jump it is like, I'm pretty sure I don't think they want to make a big difference change between like the new version and the old version, because I'm pretty sure all the games have to run on all the Switches still.
I mean, they could just have games run like Age of Calamity, because apparently that's acceptable for them.
I mean, they still have to do it for the Switch Lite, like that.
Yeah, they would just run like it. They would have Metroid Prime 4 would just run like Age of Calamity on that system, and they don't mind because that's acceptable. They released that game and they said it was fine.
I mean, if you want to bring up Cyberpunk like that, that's the problem. That's why people are so angry, because you can't play that game on the base PS4. Like,
no,
it just doesn't work.
Yeah,
I was playing it on PS5, which means I was playing it on PS4 Pro, and it didn't work. So even the Pro was having a hard time. But I just think that game's broken. It's not the greatest example, but like, you just got to think about how that's gonna be in the future. That like, they're gonna make these games like.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely needs to be updated so that games can run properly, but I don't think, like, it doesn't need the luxury of like the really higher resolution. Like just get it to run nicer, like locked frame rates at like the target resolutions. Maybe like try and get more 1080p out of it. I can't see them doing 4K.
My question though is how many console generations can they just continue to ignore that the main stream is, like we went to HD and they're like, nah, we're going to do SD. It's like, okay, it's like, hey, now we're all doing 4K. We were doing it last gen, like on the half step, like on the Pros and the 1Xs. And now we're fully in 4K. Even looking down the street, you can see that we're going to do 8K in the future. Like,
I don't think they really care though.
No, I know, but like,
it's still the best selling system.
Like,
I
that's
just
not
feel
like you're not getting a Switch to play like amazing looking games. You're getting it to play on the go and to play like the Nintendo games.
Yeah, but I guess like what happens when that novelty wears off?
Well,
it's
like
not...
it's wearing off because the Switch is almost 4 years old, and like we need like an upgrade at this point.
Yeah. The chip was old when they put it in.
Yeah.
It wasn't a new chip. So it's super dated. I don't know. I just think it would just be smart for them to just go make their system 1080p handheld 4K docked. Like, just do it. It can't be that hard. And like, how portable does your system need to be? Like, you're putting it in a case anyway. Everyone is. And also, like, like that thing is flat and uncomfortable to hold. Give it handles.
I would
and
think
then put
like
hardware.
they're not gonna like change the dimensions too much because it would have to work with all the same Joy-Cons.
I mean, the Switch Lite doesn't work with all those same Joy-Cons.
You know who they could talk to?
Accept Joy-Cons.
I know.
So that's not the point of this. Like, the Switch Pro is could be your upgrade. Like, you don't upgrade from the Switch to the Switch Lite. It's like you're the only console you own, or it's a secondary console.
Yeah.
You know who they could talk to?
Who?
Microsoft.
Why?
They do half steps all the time.
I mean, Nintendo's done their own half steps.
Yeah. They do it all the time.
But the new 3DS was like, they didn't even support it. They had 2 games that utilized it.
I think it was like 5. But still.
Out of how many games the 3DS
it's
had?
Just like, I don't know. Like, they have, I don't know how many they had sold at the time, but like, if it was like they had sold 50 million 3DSs and like they're gonna release a software that only works on the new one, like they're losing a bunch of money on that. Not everyone wants to upgrade. They're fine with what they have.
Casuals.
People still use their Wii.
Sustain. I do, but
well, no, not like casual people will still use their Wii. Like, they don't have anything else. Like, it's just their Wii.
Just Dance 2020.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nintendo, Camilo, is there something that you want to see come out this year that people keep talking about?
Yeah, I really want Diamond and Pearl to be remade because it's been like asked. Like, I feel like it started being asked for like as soon like even like right after like Sun and Moon came out. Everyone thought like, oh, the next game's gonna be like Diamond and Pearl remake because they had just done like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and they've just been asked like forever. They're next in line unless they want to do like a Johto remake or something.
Let's go Johto.
But
Nintendo is not known for being like, oh, this is what the fans want. Let's do it.
I mean, Am
I wrong?
Like Diamond Pearl and Sinnoh a lot. It's just my biggest gripe with the game was the engine they used on the DS was super slow. Like the HP bar like drains like so slow, and all the text is so slow. So like,
doesn't it take like an hour to save? Also,
yeah.
That was my takeaway. Is I was like, dude, I'm saving this because I need to turn it off and go. Like I can't stay here for 90 seconds. Well, this goes like ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Well,
yeah.
It is the 25th anniversary. I wonder if instead of doing Diamond and Pearl, they they do another remake of Red and Blue.
It's also the 15th anniversary of Diamond and Pearl this year.
Do you guys want to talk about anniversaries, or do you want to talk?
Yeah, I mean, we could. This is a long segment, isn't it?
Oh, and another reason why I want it, I feel like this game is going to fill out the rest of the decks, because I feel like if they release this game, like Sword and Shield will also be updated to like support all these new Pokemon. Because a lot of the ones missing from Sword and Shield right now are like Sinnoh Pokemon, so why would they do that?
Which one is Sinnoh?
Diamond and Pearl.
Okay, Diamond and Pearl.
I just hope if they do remake it, they don't make it look like Sword and Shield.
No, it's gonna look like Sword and Shield, probably.
Yeah.
Same generation.
It's like exactly what, if you think about. Well,
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had like the same kind of
did it look
graphics
like
as
X and Y?
Yeah.
It did, with the chibis.
Mm-hmm.
I played those games a lot, and I can't remember what they look like. I just remember Kyogre looks amazing when he's purple.
And I mean, even though it was like Switch and 3DS, I feel like the Sun and Moon models look kind of like the ones in Let's Go.
I love Pokemon. There's too many of them. I saw a picture on Reddit today that was Squirtle, but he was just all the 18 different types. And I just want a re-release of Gen 1, but every Pokemon is every type.
Oh, I thought you were going to say every Pokemon is Charizard.
No. That'd be sweet, though. It's like every Pokemon is just like every single type. You just have you could have a team of Squirtles, but like it would be a well-balanced team.
Oh, like you can get a Pokemon, but like you could pick any type for that Pokemon?
Well, you'd have to find it.
Oh.
But yeah. I think that'd be super cool. Like you'd find a metal version of, or like metal/electric Squirtle in the power plant. I don't know. This is so random. I'm sorry. Do you have any final thoughts on Diamond and Pearl? I mean, I want them just so people will stop asking for them.
And then the second they get announced, people will be asking for Black and White remakes.
I know.
Diamond and Pearl's the only ones that I haven't played, so I will play these.
Diamond and Pearl does not rank high for me.
That was my phase when I thought I was too cool for Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, because we're about the same age. We were like, you can't be playing Pokemon. It was like a certain like. Now I feel like people are like a lot more forgiving, but back in my day,
I feel like it was like that for my age too. But I did it anyway.
Nerd. Just kidding. We're all nerds. We're hosting a podcast about video games. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it. I'd love to see the Pokédex fleshed out 100%. I think that would really make a lot of people not. They would make them calm down. Maybe they'd stop screaming about trees. But yeah, that was our 2021 discussion. We're gonna move on here into another 2021 discussion. After this short break, / if you're watching this as an individual video, you can watch it tomorrow. There are massive anniversaries for franchises made by Nintendo coming in 2021. In order of youngest to oldest, we've got Pokemon having its 25th anniversary. We've got The Legend of Zelda having its 35th anniversary. Also having its 35th anniversary is the Metroid franchise. And Donkey Kong turns 40 this year. So, what would you guys like to see from these anniversaries? You don't have to say something for all of them, but maybe pick a couple of your favorites. I'll give it to John. Why not?
I'm stealing yours. I want to see another Donkey Kong game. I
like
want
6?
I want the trilogy, man. I want the Donkey Kong Country Returns trilogy to be complete.
Yeah.
Or like if they like did some type of 3D Donkey Kong, that would be really cool. Like not Donkey Kong 64.
Like a good version of Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, I mean the reason Donkey Kong 64 was bad is all the collectibles. Like it was just too many collectibles, and I think you could fix that with a.
Yeah, if you tone it down and make it more like Banjo-Kazooie, I feel like people would really like it. And you don't need 5 characters. Like you'd be 2 or 3 would be fine.
Just do Donkey Kong, Diddy, Dixie, and maybe Cranky.
Done. Yeah, just keep the 4 from Returns.
Or you know what else they could do? Diddy Kong Racing.
Freeze.
New Diddy Kong Racing. Let's go.
Dang, man. You're really shredding my category.
I'm sorry. All right.
It's okay. No, I'm not gonna. I agree with everything John's saying. Donkey Kong, big Donkey Kong fan. You probably can't see it because the lights aren't on in the background, but like I literally have like a shrine to Donkey Kong on my shelving unit back there, and I own every Donkey Kong game multiple times. I have the Japanese versions of some of the Donkey Kong games. I have the Japanese version of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. So if that gives you any sense of how big of a Donkey Kong fan I am, there we go. So yeah, everything John said would be great. God, Diddy Kong Racing, that'd be so cool. It's unfortunate that Banjo can't be in it.
Yeah, that's not completely out of the question now.
I heard rumors that there might be like a Switch port for Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, Rare Replay would make sense. Like, I don't know why they haven't ported it yet.
I think it was because like they're technically like Xbox 360 versions, so like they would have to like redo each game.
No, I just mean just port Rare Replay. Like those games could run on the Switch.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is when you boot like Rare Replay, it's like when you go into each game, it's like it's booting an Xbox 360 game, so they'd have to like optimize like each one.
Yeah, yeah, I understand what you mean.
That would be cool. Not to get off topic, but a Banjo-Kazooie 2E Switch cart would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
That's
not an anniversary for Nintendo this year, though.
I apologize.
Stop getting off topic.
I apologize. Yeah, we have 0 time. We have negative time left to finish this podcast. So I guess I'll just talk about Metroid then, because that's my area. I want, obviously, 4 to come out. Holiday probably, but then this summer I would like to see Metroid Prime Trilogy HD.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I would also like to see.
Jeez, calm down. Nintendo hates Metroid.
Could they do like another like 2D Metroid?
Yeah, I would love to see 2D Metroid.
If they did one more in line with Metroid Zero Mission and less like Fusion, even though Fusion is still a good game. Fusion, the things that I don't like, and I'm not going to talk forever, the thing I don't like about Fusion and I don't like about Metroid 3 is that it's moved away from the fact that, like, basically Samus is an isolated person going on bounty missions in outer space and how terrifying that is. There's way too much talking, there's way too many relationships being formed, and I don't want that in my Metroid games. I want scary isolation space monsters and space pirates. Like, that's what I want in my Metroid games. And the fluidity and just the perfection of the Metroidvania format in Metroid Zero Mission, I would like to see done again.
What about an HD remake of Super Metroid or something?
I don't think we need it. I don't think they should ever touch that game. It's a perfect game. It's on the SNES online service. If you want to play it, play it.
Yeah, that's true.
I just don't think we need it.
Well, we got Metroid 2, right? Metroid 2 remake.
Yeah.
Just
gloss
that up a bit.
Dude, can you try? Yeah, throw that in HD. That yeah, I would agree to that.
Because that game flopped, I think.
Did it?
Yeah, it came out. I think it came out like when the 3DS was pretty much on its way out.
Like
they stopped. What did they do? Stop making product. They stopped producing the 3DS like yesterday.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It was like 2017. Like Pokemon was still coming out for the 3DS.
What was that called? Metroid Returns.
Samus Returns.
It was called Another Metroid 2 Remake. Just kidding.
I actually played that one.
Did you?
Well, I rented it, and then I don't think I beat it, but...
Wait, what? You rented it?
Yeah, from like GameFly. I had like a $1 like trial or something.
It
like,
sold-
come back for $1.
Oh, you're talking about the official one that Nintendo made.
Well, what are you talking about?
I was talking about the fan-made game that got DMCA'd, and then a year
Oh,
later they came out with Metroid.
Oh, wasn't that?
Another,
Didn't they do that because they were making Samus Returns?
I think so, yeah. Well, they DMCA everything. It doesn't matter what they're doing.
Apparently, it only sold
sir.
500,000 units.
I mean, Metroid doesn't sell, dude.
I
That's what
know.
sucks. They need to sell the IP to Way Forward, like you were saying. Like, just get rid of it and just have it be an indie game, and let another company just have it.
I would love to see Way Forward or some other indie dev that does
Team
Metroidvanias. Yacht Club maybe, and they just like make a 2D Metroid. See what they do with it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't know what else I could ask for. I mean, that's really it. There's only 5 games.
You don't want Metroid Prime Hunters or Metroid Pinball coming back?
Actually, I do want Metroid Pinball on GBA, and if anybody has it, DM me. I'll buy it off you. I do want that game to my collection. I've been looking for it.
They should just port all the Metroid games. Like, just put them all on Switch. Metroid Collection.
The Metroid Collection. Yeah, they could do like a space racing game,
Yeah.
or they could do like a Star Fox style game.
Yeah. The same as the ship shoot, though?
Yeah, doesn't it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It has to. You fight space pirates. Anyways, so that's Donkey Kong and Metroid. Zelda, I would say I want the Wii U games brought over.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
And
in a bundle,
Skyward
I don't want
Sword.
to pay $60 each.
I want that and Skyward Sword.
Yeah,
And-
Skyward Sword would be probably by itself
Yeah.
because it's a new remaster.
I mean, they're gonna sell you the 2 Wii U ports separately.
Ooh,
Ah.
guys, we need amiibos. Sorry for all of these. We need amiibos.
Do they even
Donkey
do
Kong.
they care about
They did
Amiibo anymore?
They actually for the Zelda 30th anniversary, like all they did was amiibos. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's when Amiibo was still relevant. Ish.
it's still relevant to me. And then, yeah, I don't know what else we would need. Yeah, I think can you patch Link's Awakening so that it doesn't drop frames? Like that would
Well,
be
you
nice.
get that with the new hardware.
If we don't, a Breath of the Wild 2 would be cool to end the year.
Yeah.
If we don't get that, maybe like if they announced they're gonna do the Oracle games, how they did Link's Awakening.
Yes, please. That would be awesome. Did Capcom make Link's Awakening?
No.
No, they did Oracle and then
They
they
did
did Minish
Oracle?
Cap, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
And Michigan. There you go. So maybe we got like the Capcom collection.
What are you guys talking
That'd be
about?
cool.
All we're getting are those DS games. Ported.
Spirit.
Dude,
Tracks
I've tried
and
playing those
Phantom
multiple
Hourglass.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IMO, they don't hold up.
I don't think they ever were good.
People would disagree. I'm not them. Gosh, what else? Zelda 2 remaster, totally.
Yeah, remake. Yeah,
Just totally remade from the ground up. Tell that story.
that's
in
probably like the
HD.
hardest one to get into.
Yeah, they need to make it accessible.
I
Get,
think what's gonna happen. I think they're gonna. Well, their plan's probably to release probably the Wii U games like in summer.
I think the Wii U ones they could do together, and then because then they're probably gonna want to do like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Like they could do that together too.
There is a rumor about an HD Ocarina of Time, but I mean I think that's always rumored. But that would be cool to see an HD, like even if they just use the 3DS port and just
Yeah, but like
up-res that.
me thinking back to what they did with Mario, like they didn't They didn't use like the DS version. They used like the original.
Yeah, that's true. And they just
I think
slightly up-resed it.
fans
If they
would
do
be-
that again, I would be so annoyed. If they
I
just
think, oh yeah, if they just put like the what did they do? 1, 2, kind of like that promotional disc.
Yeah, on the GameCube they had
Yeah.
1, 2.
If you guys remember back in 2001, 20 years ago, they did this thing on the GameCube.
I can still remember that, like that case, vividly.
So-
it's like pink.
So can I. No, you can't. What?
No, it was
Are you
black.
colorblind?
It was like black.
Was it black? I thought it was purple or pink.
No, that's the Master Quest one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There's like a blackish charcoaly gray one that had 1, 2, Ocarina of Time and Master Quest, or Ocarina of Time and
Majora's Mask.
And then there was a
demo.
reddish purpley one that had Ocarina of Time, and then it had Master Quest.
What about another multiplayer Zelda? Like Four Swords or...
Yeah, they could do Four Swords. Because...
Those games aren't fun.
No, wait.
If you have people to play with. They're fun.
No, because when they did the 25th anniversary, they re-released... It was the Four Swords for DSiWare.
Yeah.
And you could play like...
What about the Triforce Heroes?
I have Triforce Heroes, and I guess you're right. If you have people to play with, maybe if like COVID ever goes away, yay, we mentioned COVID. If COVID ever goes away,
we got that new strain to deal with.
Oh, God, can we just finish this podcast?
It's been a ride already. First one of the year.
I know, it's a chunker. I don't know what I'm saying. I just got distracted. Cam, do you want to talk about the 25th anniversary of Pokemon?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really big one because if we're going off the 20th anniversary, that was a really big one. And I feel like 25 is like even bigger deal. I think we might get like a collection. There was a rumor going around that they're going to do like, I think up to Gen 3. I don't know how the DS games would work, but they could do like 2 collections. Like one is like red, gold, ruby, and then one is like blue, silver, sapphire. So you can get like the 2 different versions. Because we have them on 3DS. We have like the Virtual Console, like Pokemon Red, Gold, and Silver. So it'd just be cool to have those on the Switch. And then we don't have the GBA ones, so that'd be cool. There's like a lot of stuff in the pipeline. Like they could give us like Pokemon Sleep and like Detective Pikachu 2.
Pokemon Snap. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's Pokemon Snap. Yeah.
Is the toothbrushing simulator?
That's already out.
Pokemon Sleep. What the heck?
I really want that.
Oh, I just got a notification saying Pokemon Home is going to charge me another $16.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Well, you could cancel Game Pass and pay for it.
No, I think Pokemon Sleep's gonna be more like its own thing. So it'll be.
I think it's gonna be a phone app.
But yeah, but it's like it's being made by Niantic, so it's like kind of like Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go 2.
Yeah, well, like there's probably microtransactions in it, but I don't know about like
How do you make a
there's no
microtransaction
subscription
when you're sleeping?
There's no subscription for like Pokemon Go.
When did Pokemon Go come out?
2016. Actually, this
like
year's.
So that's fine. That was the 20th. Okay. So
Pokemon Go is also like saying like
Go.
it's also our 5th anniversary, and we're doing like a bunch of cool stuff this year.
It's crazy. The game's 5 years.
5 years, man. Oof.
Time flies.
I mean, we'll probably get like.
I don't know what I want.
We'll probably get some.
We'll
get some weird stuff for Nintendo. They'll do like a Pokemon 25, where you're battling 25 people.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. The 20th anniversary, they did do like a giveaway, like mythical Pokemon distribution. So
nice.
Might get that this year.
That'd be cool. I want not Pokemon amiibos for every single Pokemon because that would be insane. But they should make amiibo cards.
Yeah, I've been wanting that for a while.
Yeah. And TCG is like huge right now, right? Like the market for TCG is big.
So yeah, do it. And then they could make like a companion game that hopefully doesn't suck, but definitely will.
Rumble, Pokemon Rumble.
They just can't, like, the Animal Crossing. What was that board game? Like the Animal Crossing
Amiibo Festival.
Amiibo Festival.
That was
Pokemon Rumble was the first before Amiibo.
Yeah,
with
there
those
were
little
NFC,
with those
NFC
little
figures.
Yeah, figures.
Yeah, give me the cards. That's something that I would like to spend.
They brought back the Animal Crossing cards, so
it's possible. Well, that's 2021 anniversaries, I think. Anything that you guys thought of after the fact for some of the other ones, or final thoughts? I want a collectible Pokeball.
That'd be cool. So for Mario's 35th, right? We got the 3D collection, Mario 35,
the Game & Watch.
the Game & Watch. Or are you satisfied with what they did with Mario's 35th?
Yeah, I'm satisfied, fine, but he's also the mascot.
Yeah,
he's the number one.
I don't know. They lean heavy on Zelda though.
They do, but he's not, Zelda. Link is not Mario.
Yeah, I think Breath of the Wild outsold Odyssey, right?
They're close. They're super close. Within like a couple, like a million or a couple 100,000.
Yeah, but you don't have Zelda Kart. You don't have Zelda Party. You don't he's not.
Link is in those games. Well, Link's in Mario Kart.
He's not in Mario Party. He's not in Mario Tennis. Like, Mario is the mascot, and he's in all the games.
I think we're gonna get something.
I mean,
like
it was probably also like pandemic, and it was the same year. It probably didn't help.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year's gonna be the same for half of it at least.
Because I really feel like if everything was like normal, they probably were supposed to release the collection around E3, like maybe in the summer, and then like the 3D World Bowser's Fury was supposed to be.
I
like,
forgot that's still coming out.
That's a game I couldn't care less about.
Well, I'm
just let's keep releasing all the Wii U games on freaking Switch. It's like, dude, no, stop.
I mean,
I'm sorry, you lose. Go home.
I'm excited because it's online multiplayer and there's new content in the Bowser's Fury.
But they won't show. I don't know what the new content is. Like, is it one world? Like, what is?
I don't know. I'm tired of buying games twice, 3 times, 5 times from Nintendo. I don't know. I'm not going to end on a negative note. I'm excited for all of these anniversaries. I can't wait, especially Donkey Kong, because I think we'll get like some cool retro Donkey Kong stuff, like Donkey Kong like 94 style, like the Mario versus Donkey Kong, like the original Donkey Kong and Jumpman. Like they're gonna maybe pay homage to that, and that would be kind of cool to see. And hopefully we'll get all our other wishes for the anniversaries. Any final thoughts? Speak now.
I'm glad we're back. I'm happy we're back. This doesn't have to do anything with the anniversaries. I'm just glad we're back.
Episode 64 of the Game Pack Podcast / Switch Spot, episode number 90. I don't know. Yes, I'm also very excited to be back. It's fun to talk to you guys about video games, and it's fun to have you guys as listeners and interacting with us. So I'll, on that note, say thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and ring that notification bell. Follow our Twitter and Instagram. Both are at the GamePackYT. And thanks again. Take care. Happy New Year. Stay safe out there.